Hello and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle lore video. And in today's video we have one of the OGs. One of the OGs. One of the OGs. I don't know. I didn't know what to say after one of the OGs, but this guy, or the person we're speaking about today, or the character, the unit, the destroyer of events, he dropped very early in the game's history. Probably like the third Dokkan Fest to ever exist. Actually, that's a lie. I don't know which one he was. But today's video topic is about the man, the myth, the legend, Super Saiyan Gogeta or Super Gogeta. Now, the reason why this guy engraved himself into the history of the Dokkan Battle lore is because when this guy came out, he was the best in the game. Unbeatable, unmatched, unrivaled. Nothing can stand in his way. Not even a single event. Now, at the time, the hardest events were the Dokkan Battle events, and this guy just completely wrecked the entire game. People used to say that you either had him or your account was just trash, right? So let's talk about it. Now, when this guy came out, there were a lot of other units around him. So when Gogeta came out, Frieza was out, okay? Now, Frieza on the level, he was not on the level of Gogeta whatsoever. And now we're looking at the global timeline here because Frieza did come out before Gogeta. However, I believe, I don't know if it was the case on the Japanese side or not, but Gogeta was the first year anniversary headliner along with Janemba. Now, here we have Janemba, he guards all attacks, but defense was not really much of a thing back then. People didn't really care about defense. It was more of attack. Like, what the hell is this? It was more of attack, right? Although they did get defense here, these units were not, big defensive juggernauts or whatever the heck. And we see here Gogeta actually starts with 5,000 attack, while Janemba only gets 3,000. Obviously, we had their awakened forms, right? So if we just go to the pre-EZA, Janemba was just, up to 5,000 attack and defense and guards. And Gogeta was effective against all types, and he has 7,000 attack, and he gives all types 3,000 attack and 3 ki, which honestly, I can't tell you which one is the better lead here, but maybe Gogeta, right? But again, in the, this whole point is that, Gogeta with his 10,565 defense, and Janemba has more defense here, but who cares, man? Anyway, Gogeta just hit very hard. Gogeta hit extremely hard. Like, you can see his attack stat 17,760, whereas Janemba is 16,000. And Frieza here, if we take a look at Frieza-sama, Frieza was at 15,700. Okay. He was the hardest hitting unit in the game, and at the time, I believe Frieza's Dokkan event was the hardest. And you're not using him. He guards, but he's not effective against all types. You're not using this guy to beat Frieza. You're using this guy to beat Frieza. And Frieza's event was the event to beat at the time. So when he came out, you either had him or you reroll. Like, there's no other choice. Now, I don't believe there has been a time throughout, like, the history of Dokkan where there's been an event that made you want or made you need certain units to beat it. I'm thinking of one thing, but we'll get to it in a little bit. But Gogeta here, as the first year anniversary unit, I think this was a perfect unit to drop a Super Gogeta. Now, mind you, this is the first fusion to be in the game, I believe, or the first Dokkan Fest fusion. I mean, we see here like a lot of these are, Vegetos, Gogetas, and then this guy was the second interpretation or the second variation of this unit, right? I don't think he was on the same level really when he came out. You weren't really like, you either beat him or you either had him or you didn't. He was just very good. I think they kind of moved away from the just straight up flat buffs to percentages, which is a lot better. It's a better meta. But at the meta of this Gogeta and the Frieza, this Gogeta was just a must-have. Okay, now there is one thing or one time I'm thinking of where you needed to have the units to beat the new event. Not like it wasn't like you either have them or your account sucks or you need to reroll, but it was going to be close to impossible, nearly impossible to beat the new event without them. And of course, we're talking about the Dokkan's worst power creep, the sixth anniversary, sixth anniversary, 2022, 2025, yeah, sixth anniversary. Because fifth was fusions, sixth was UI, seventh. Oh, sorry, no, the seventh. Yeah, seventh anniversary. These were the seventh anniversary in it. Now, when these guys came out, it was Red Zone Broly who had just come out. It's the first time we've ever had Red Zone. They completely, now with Red Zone, they completely, you know, how do I say this? They completely like just destroyed every single character that came before this. So when this Broly came out around the same time as these units. The Super Saiyan 4s and the gods. Now, okay. Before this, we did not have an event that cancels dodge in particular. I think the hardest event before this was really just like Super Battle Road, right? And Super Battle Road was kind of a thing, like events that was not like it wasn't like this, this format here. It was just like categories and typings and wow, come on, man. What am I doing? Challenge. Here we go. So it wasn't like you have to go in with one team that could beat it. It was more like the game gave you a chance to use multiple categories, multiple typings to kind of do whatever you want, play however you want. However, this event came out and completely just destroyed that entire meta, and these two units became extremely vital in needing to beat this. Now, notice how like they disable evasion, right? This Broly, you were not allowed to dodge the entire event, man. No dodging the entire event. Okay. And then this guy canceled dodge and just hit you with this. And you may look at this and compare it to today's meta. We're about to hit the 11th year anniversary in like 2 days. And you look at today's meta and you're like, yo, 840,000, a free to play unit can tank that easy. And I agree with you, right? But at the time, no unit had this amount of defense. Okay. No unit had any defense to tank this straight up. This was, bro, they had no health. They had no health. You weren't building up. You weren't doing anything. You were either good right away or you just fell off completely. And every unit before these two was literally that. Okay. They were not good turn one. Okay. They were not, you'll have like, because let me pull up Super Battle. So we had Extreme Super Battle Road, and let's just pick like a random like stage, right? From the beginning here. Let's say Pure Saiyans, right? Let's look at Pure Saiyans. Now, Pure Saiyans was, see, like there's no skills here, bro. You could dodge, right? So you just bring a bunch of units that you can, dodge with. And Pure Saiyans at the time was very, very, is very good at the time, okay? We'll look at another one. Let's look at Realm of Gods, which was also a really nice, what's it called? Team at the time. Look at this, 400k, 400, 400, 400. Bro, no one, who is not tanking this? Anyone is tanking this. But then they move to 1.2 million damage, and then you can't dodge 8.4 million to all enemies. Now, this is to all enemies. This is not just one enemy. This is your entire rotation is getting smacked. So this is 8.4 thousand times 3. And just to show y'all, I can't do the math in my brain because that's just too many zeros. 84000 times 3. This is how much damage. Hold on. This is how much damage you're getting hit with, bro. This is how much damage that Broly is doing to you. 2.5 million to the entire rotation. You could even break 1 million health at this time. And right now, we're not even to go above 1 million unless you have like like every freaking unit that's rainbowed and each unit has like 30,000 health or something. What is this? This meta completely destroyed the game. And these two were the ones who were able to hold up against this Broly. Okay. Now I'm not saying they were able to completely decimate this event, because at the time, At the time when these guys came out, I'm pretty sure they changed it right now, where high chance of nullifying. So this is nullifying and countering, right? And these two, they have where are they? These guys had evading. Okay, at the time, this was high chance to evade and counter. So they were both dodge units, and they gave us an event that cancels dodge. So they completely just decimated the entire game. Every unit sucked. No unit was able to stand up to these two, not even them. Okay, now that's with an asterisk, meaning that they had the ability to stand up to the Broly, but you'd be lucky. You'd have to play strategically. You'd have to be smart of how you use them or where you place them, right? Because they had high defense, they could, as long as they, dodged or sorry, attacked first, right? You were able to, you were fine because they also, I'm pretty sure they also stacked in their base form and they attacked like a lot. Additional super here. God, yeah. So you could super like 3 times with them or something. Yeah, additional super. Yeah, you could super like 3 times with them. So they kind of just allowed themselves to stack a little bit. But this was 20% back at the time. That this event completely wrecked the game, and you could even and again you could say that you needed these units. Okay, you needed these units to beat Broly. You could have gotten lucky before. You could use items, but at the time, again, they limited item use. Okay, so you could only use one item, one type of item. Obviously, twice, but one type of item. Super Battle Road lets you use all of your item slots and a support memory. Here, they let you use a support memory, and only one item slot was available. Okay, so this was crazy. This was when this guy was released. This was crazy, and these two helped you get over that hurdle to beat this Broly, right? But that's the history. I think that's all I had to say. But that is the history of Gogeta, the Lord, the Master of Lore, the Master of the Waster, whatever the hell that means. But yeah, let me know if you guys were playing back at the time of this guy's release, and let me know if you actually got him. It's kind of sad that when he Easy Aid, he was even not even as good, bro. Like this was his Easy Aid, by the way, 2019, and then when he Super Easy Aid in 2024, he's kind of decent, but you could survive without him. Um, you know, he's kind of just a throwback unit. He's not really as good anymore, especially because he doesn't. This is how you age out a unit. You just don't give him attack. You just don't give him defensive buffs in their super attack, and that's how you That's how you power creep a unit. Okay, um, it's certainly true when I say that this guy did not have the same impact on the game as this guy. He didn't even have dodge. He didn't even have dodge, but then after that, became a dodge master. Okay, but anyway, let me know what you guys think about the series so far. Again, if I see a lot of interactions, a lot of comments and so on, I'll put more effort into this, and I'll actually create scripts and editing, and I'll do a lot more research on a lot more in-depth topics. But yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But remember to play responsibly and to keep your promises.